Okay, guys, we're going to add to what some of the things that we learned in Unit 1. Remember, in Unit 1, we learned that all paragraphs will have a topic, main idea, and major supporting details. Just a quick review. Your topic is who or what the passage is about. Remember that the title will give you clues to the topic of your reading selection. Your topic can be a word or word phrase. It doesn't need to be in the form of a complete sentence. And please remember that your topic is not the same thing as your main idea. Your main idea is the author's point about the topic. Please remember that the main idea will always be a complete sentence and will never be in the form of a question. There are two types of main ideas. We have what is called a stated main idea. This is your topic sentence. This is when a sentence in the paragraph is actually the main idea sentence. So if someone asks you, is the topic sentence and the main idea the same thing? You would say yes. Topic sentence equals main idea, because your topic sentence is a sentence in the paragraph that is actually the main idea of that paragraph. So you guys need to remember that. Then the second type of main idea is called the implied main idea. This is when there is no topic sentence. All the sentences in the paragraph are supporting details, and you must infer or imply the main idea. And you guys already have notes on this from Unit 1. Next, you have major details, and this is what is new. This is what is being added. Remember, from Unit 1, we learned that all paragraphs will have a topic, main idea, major supporting details. In Unit 2, we're going to learn about those supporting details. So all paragraphs will have major supporting details. You guys remember that major details are directly related to the main idea. Major details will help explain, support, and provide further information about the main idea. Okay? Clue words or signal words that introduce major details. If you see words like these in the sentence, you know, hey, this sentence is a major detail sentence. First, second, third, in addition, furthermore, also. So if your main idea is there are several examples of parenting styles, your major details will be the first example is, the second example, the third example. Okay? Major details, remember, are directly related to the main idea. One way to determine if a sentence is a major detail is by looking for these transitions, in addition, first, also, next. But also, in your mind, turn that major detail, turn that main idea sentence into a question. In your mind, turn that main idea sentence into a question. There are several different parenting styles. That's the main idea. Turn it into a question. What are the several different parenting styles? And your major details will answer the question. The first parenting style is permissive. The second parenting style. We also have what we call minor supporting details. Minor supporting details support major details. Not all paragraphs will have minor details. And major details are more important than minor details. So you guys study this. Click on the next slide to do a little practice in finding topics, main idea, and major and minor supporting details. Thank you. Let us dissect these paragraphs. What we're going to do, we're going to look at each sentence and determine whether or not each sentence is a main idea, major detail, or minor detail. So let's read this first paragraph. My husband and I have finally saved up enough money to buy our next car, and it's about time. There are several reasons our present vehicle is ready for the junk pile. First of all, the body has rusted through, and water trickles down on me whenever I drive it in the rain. Defects like that are dangerous when you're driving in severe weather because they distract you from the road. Second, the tires are bad. They are dangerous because they have no thread left. In addition, the engine of the car is bad. Yesterday, our mechanic said that the engine is too worn to be repaired, and that the cost of replacing it, meaning the engine, will be higher than the bank value of the car. And finally, the shocks are worn out. My husband and I love a smooth ride, so when the shock absorbers began to wear out, we finally decided it was time for a change. Notice the words that I highlighted: first, second, in addition, and finally. Remember, these are words that indicate major details. Major details are sometimes introduced by words like first, second, next, in addition. So notice that these are words that indicate major details. So whenever you see these words in a sentence, you should automatically think that these are major detail sentences. Okay? And you all need to know that the first major detail will always come after the main idea. So the sentence that I underline is the main idea. There are several reasons why my car, my present vehicle, is ready for the trash, is ready for the junk pile. Whenever your main idea is not the first sentence of the paragraph, that first sentence is called an opening sentence or introductory sentence. It introduces the topic and the subject of that paragraph. So my husband and I finally saved up enough money to buy a car, and it's about time. There are several reasons why our present vehicle is ready for the junk pile. Sentence 2 is my main idea. Okay, one good rule of thumb is to turn that main idea into a question in your head, and your major details will answer that question, right? Why is my present vehicle or car ready for the trash? Or ready for the junk pile? And your major details will answer that question. Look at the content, but also look at those clue words. So we know sentence 3 is a major detail. First of all, we have the clue phrase first. One of those transition words that indicate a major detail. But it also tells us that the body of the car is rusty. Okay? Remember, minor details will support the major details. So sentence 4 is still talking about the rusty body. It rains, and this is dangerous because it rains in the car, and it's dangerous because these defects can help you distract you from the road. Sentence 5 is a major detail. Not only do we see the transition second that indicates a major detail, but we're also talking about another reason why my car is ready for the junk pile, because the tires are bad. Okay. Sentence 6 tells me that my tires no longer have thread. And so this is a minor detail because it's still talking about that major detail of the tires. So, and it's talking about the tires having no thread. Sentence 7 is a major detail. Not only do you have that transition that lets you know this is a major detail in addition, but we're talking about the engine being bad. Sentence 8 says, the mechanic says the engine is too worn out to be replaced. So because we're still talking about the engine from sentence 7, this is a minor detail. Sentence 9 is a major detail. Notice the transition finally. That transition that indicates major details. But we're no longer talking about the engine. We're actually talking about the shocks now. And sentence 11, sentence 10, my husband and I love a smooth ride. So when the shocks went out, we knew it was time to get another car. And so we're still talking about the shocks. And so that is a minor detail. Remember, if your main idea is not the first sentence of the paragraph, those first sentences are introductory sentences or opening sentences. They're introducing the topic. One good rule of thumb is in your head, turn that main idea into a question. Your major details will then answer those questions. When looking at major details, pay attention to any transition words of major details. And also pay attention to the content of the paragraph. Sentence 3 talked about the body being rusty, right? Sentence 4 still talked about or still provided more information about the body. Sentence 5 talked about the tires being bad. Sentence 6 said they, meaning tires, had no tread left. So that's a minor detail of sentence 5. Sentence 7, notice that major detail transition, but it also talked about the engine going bad. Sentence 8 is a minor detail to sentence 7 because it still talked about how worn out the engine is. Sentence 9 is a major detail. And finally, notice that transition, but it also talked about how the shocks were worn out. And sentence 10 is a minor detail to sentence 9 because it gave it more information about the shocks. Okay? Let's dissect this next paragraph. Schools seem unable to work to the advantage of students for a variety of reasons. One reason is the rigid structure of American schools, which tends to alienate students from lower class and minority homes. The stress of the regular schedules and their structure, the silent and lesson plans, and staying in line. We're still talking about the rigid structure. Is further increased by the attitudes of some teachers. These teachers, and we're still addressing sentence 3, managed to communicate to lower income students, that they would not achieve academically, as well as students from higher classes. Another reason that schools often fail many students, especially those from low economic income homes, is the extensive testing that students undergo, which discriminates against lower class students. Their culture and experiences often do not prepare them for these type of tests. Okay, so we're still talking about tests. So we know that sentence 1 is my main idea. Schools seem unable to work to the advantage of for all students for a variety of reasons. Anytime you see phrases like many reasons, different kinds, a variety of reasons, even up here, several reasons, several types, several kinds, those are phrases that indicate the main idea sentence, different causes, different reasons, and your major details would then list those reasons, list those causes, list those examples. So we know that sentence 1 is our main idea. Turn that main idea into a question in your head. How do schools seem unable to work to the advantage of all students? How do schools seem unable to work to the advantage of all students? Turn that into a question. How do schools seem unable to work to the advantage of all students? Sentence 2 is a major detail. First of all, it starts with 1. Second of all, it comes right after the main idea. The first major detail will always come right after the main idea. And third of all, it answers the questions. It answers the question, how do students, or how do schools seem unable to work to the advantage of students? And it's the rigid structure alienates poor students or students from lower socioeconomic classes. But I don't want to write all that. Major detail, sentence 2 is a major detail. You see the major detail transition 1. It comes right after the main idea, and it gives us how, or one reason that students are unable to work to the advantage of all students. The rigid structure alienates poor students. Sentences 3 and 4 further explains that. It talks about how stressful the regular schedules are, the silence and the lesson plans, and staying in line. And then it talks about the attitudes of the teachers, how it further perpetuates that lower students are will not do as well academically. So sentences 3 and 4 are minor details. Sentence 5 is a major detail. Now, as soon as you see sentence 5, another reason should be that phrase that lets you know that this is a major detail, but it also talks about how testing isn't fair because it does not perpetuate or reveal the cultural experiences of all students. And sentence 6 is a minor detail because it further goes into how testing or competitive testing is unfair for lower socioeconomic students. Okay? And let's do this last paragraph. Let's read it. There should be hands. You don't have to climb a mountain to get the benefits of a healthy heart. The American Heart Association says that any kind of regular exercise helps the heart beat more efficiently. Swimming, jogging, biking, walking, or even vigorous dance steps can help all condition the heart. Another way to increase physical activity in your life includes going out for a short walk before breakfast, after dinner, or both. And additionally, park your car farther from the office or mall, or join a fitness center and work out at lunch. Okay, so let's look at sentence one. You don't have to climb a mountain to get the benefits of a healthy heart. Sentence one is an opening sentence. If that was the main idea sentence, the other details or the supporting details will probably talk about climbing a mountain. Since whatever's in your main idea sentence, that's what's going to be discussed in your supporting details. So sentence one is an opening sentence. Sentence two, the American Heart Association says that any kind of regular physical activity helps the heart beat more efficiently. Efficiently means better. So any type of regular activities help the heart beat better. Okay, and so sentence one is an opening sentence. Sentence two is your main idea. And so what types of physical activity will help the heart beat better or more efficiently? What types of physical or regular physical activities, and I'm getting this from sentence two, will help the heart beat better? You know, efficiently or more efficiently means better. Okay, your major details will tell you what type. Sentence three tells us swimming, jogging, biking. So sentence three answers the question of what type, and it comes right after the main idea. So it's a major detail. Now, although it doesn't have a transition, you still need to note that any sentence that comes right after the main idea will be the first major detail. And B, it actually answers the question to what types of physical activities will help the heart beat better. So you just don't look at the transitions, although they will be there 70% of the time to help guide you. Pay attention to the content of the sentence and pay attention to the main idea. So sentence four, another way, it happens to have a major detail transition. And it also gives us another way. Walking before breakfast or after dinner or doing both. Sentence five, additionally, that's a major detail. We have the transition additionally, but it also talks about parking your car further away from your office or your mall, joining a fitness center, and working out during lunchtime. Note that not all paragraphs will have a minor detail. Minor details support the major details. Not all paragraphs have minor details. And so this is one example of a paragraph that doesn't have any minor details. Okay? You guys make sure that you understand the three elements of a paragraph and how to identify them when reading a paragraph. This is the first step to understanding what you are reading. You guys will read this paragraph and dissect it in the space below. You may need to scroll up and down to read the entire paragraph and to type your answers in the space that is provided. Remember, when you dissect, you're going to number from 1 through 6 and tell what each sentence is. Is it an opening sentence? Remember, you only have an opening sentence if the main idea sentence is not the first sentence of the paragraph. Then you're going to decide or tell which sentence is the main idea, major details, or minor details if there are any. Good luck.